InReview.com.
Hot.
Welcome to the show, the weekly show.
Hello.
It's been a really hot couple of days here in
I'm melting.
in New York.
I'm melting.
Yeah. Well, we're coming to you live from the InReview studios in New York,
Yay.
the big city. Thanks for joining us on the hump day. It's been very humid. Mm-hmm. Very humid. It's going to continue the whole week, so. Oh, boy. Yeah, very humid.
Yeah, not only is it going to continue for the next couple of days, I heard all through the weekend.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
The weekend, yeah. But,
So, yeah.
you can make it to the beach.
No
you can
end
jump
in
the
sight.
water, grab a pool.
Grab a pool,
brew,
just take the whole darn thing.
spray yourself with a hose, run through a sprinkler. You know, you get to do that on a weekend.
Yeah.
They frown upon that, like, during the day at work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of frown upon that. So how was your weekend?
Quiet. Very quiet.
Quiet weekend?
Yeah, I didn't really do anything
Had a
exciting.
laid back weekend, right?
Yeah. Didn't do much of anything all that exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I did find some interesting, I found an interesting fact. I figure if I can't talk about something interesting that happened on my weekend, or if I didn't do anything interesting, I should at least have an interesting fact.
Okay.
So I got a fact for you.
Fact me.
You've heard of palindromes, right?
Sounds familiar. What is it?
That's when a word spelt forward and backwards is the exact same word.
Race car.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's a palindrome.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, there's another word which is actually palindrome backwards. Believe it or not. It's Simordnilap.
Okay, that's...
And Simordnilap is actually a real word.
Is it?
Yes.
Sounds like it's from Star Trek.
Now, Simordnilap, believe it or not, is when you take a word and spell it backwards, and it's still a word, but it means something completely different. Like
Okay.
desert. No, desert and dessert, that's just two things that sound the same.
Tomato and tomato.
No, there was, I
You
came
say
across
onion
one.
and I say...
Yeah, no. There was a good example, and of course, I didn't bring it with me, so I don't remember what it was. But it was like, see no evil, okay?
No evil.
Huh?
Hear no evil.
No, see no evil backwards is live on... No, it's not see no evil. I forget what it was. Okay, now, see, it's not such an interesting fact anymore because now I'm
Now
dumb.
it's just dopey.
No, but it's actually for real. You take a word and you spell it backwards, and it's still a word.
Yeah, but
it
that's
means
not a
something
word.
completely
That's a
different.
whole phrase.
No, there actually is something. There are actual
All right.
words.
So if you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious backwards, what do you get?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
All right, I will look up some more laps for you on the commercial break. How
Some
about
more
that?
laps, yeah. It sounds like a new Girl Scout cookie.
That's a Samoa. No,
some
really.
more lap.
Some more laps, yes.
Yeah. Maybe some more lap has, I don't know, some kind of spice on it. But there's some more of it.
All right, now you're just making me prove my point. I'm going to do it. On the
Okay.
break, I'm going to look up some more laps for you.
All right.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have everything from selfies with rattlesnakes to, oh my gosh, so many crazy stories. Marijuana stories, armpit stories, illegal butt dialing, a ton of other bizarre stories.
Illegal butt dial.
Yes, yes. So stay with us. You're watching The Weekly Show. Don't move a muscle.
Something's wrong.
I need 2 more batteries.
Hey, this is Chris Dick, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the InRavio TV network.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
What's up, guys? We're Scared No Fair, and we're here with InRavio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
And we're back. Thanks for joining us. It's the Hump Day. And this is the show where we talk about news, but this is not your normal everyday average news.
No, because we talk about stupid things like subordinate laps.
Yeah, we talk about stupid news. We talk about happy news. We don't want to, there's plenty of crap news all over the, TV and radio and whatnot. We're giving you the next version, the future of radio and the future of TV. We're giving you some nice news, something to get you over the hump, to put a smile on your face and get you towards that weekend. So thanks for joining us. If you,
Okay, I got
what do
some.
you got?
I got some. Okay. Stressed.
Stress.
What is that a subordinate lap for? Desserts.
Desserts. Okay, I got you.
How about straw?
So do you get stressed after you have too many desserts? Is that how it works out? I do.
And then you just go into a sugar coma.
No, I get upset because now I got to get on the scale on Saturday. Get weird.
After you have your sugar coma?
No, just
Okay, how about straw?
straw.
That's
would
another
be-
subordinate lap.
Okay.
For warts.
Warts.
So you get it now?
I get it.
Smart is trams. Diaper is
So
repaid.
it doesn't mean the same thing.
No,
it means something totally different.
Completely different, yes.
But it still has a meaning.
It's a real word. It's not just jumbled up. That's a subordinate lap.
Okay. So it's not a Girl Scout cookie.
No, it's not a Girl Scout cookie.
Just checking. Yeah, give me 2 boxes of subordinate laps and get one of
And
the
some
Thin
Thin
Mints. Yeah. Give me some of the Tin Mints.
All right, so since we've already started, why don't we just go right into stupid news?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm a mess here. Okay, so butt dialers, be warned. If you inadvertently place a call with your posterior, you have no legal right to privacy about anything you then say, according to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit in Kentucky. The case involves an executive on a Kentucky airport board who butt dialed an assistant, allowing her to overhear 90 minutes of conversation about firing the board's CEO. The assistant took down every word, even recorded some of it, and later presented it to the board. The executive sued her, but the court ruled against him. According to Judge Danny Boggs, a person who knowingly operates a device that is capable of inadvertently exposing his conversations to third-party listeners and fails to take simple precautions to prevent such exposure does not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. For the record, the ruling never once uses the phrase butt dial. To let this be a lesson for all, having a butt has never been more dangerous.
Okay, so in other words, besides twerking, you got to be careful of butt dialing and saying things you don't want to say.
Well, it's not so much saying things you don't want to say, but allowing others to hear.
Well, giving up the information. I mean, you're saying something that So always
what I
make
want to
sure
know
your phone's
is
on.
how much
Can you hear
bad did
phones
this?
in your butt?
Well, yeah, there's that. But
Unless it was in his pocket,
I guess.
Break
How
it.
bad did this guy hate the CEO to have a 90-minute conversation, an
that's a big
hour
one.
and a half talking about firing this guy?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a big conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really can't imagine you'd get something that you could really use off a butt dial anyway.
The question is, did
I
they
got a
dock
couple
her
of them
pay?
today.
She spent an hour and a half listening in on another conversation.
And
You
recording
know
it.
she wasn't working.
I would.
You would dock her?
I would dock her.
I think that would be, yeah. I would, yeah, hour and,
And
a
then,
half.
and then fire her.
And then fire her
Straighten her out.
for not doing her job.
Yeah.
Not for listening in, because apparently that's not a problem, but for not working.
Well, by the court, according, it's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so how about this? Hot on the heels of last summer's flower beards and Christmas deck your beard, this summer it's merman locks, proving that dudes like to have fun with their hair too. This is fun. Temporary trend is most limited to younger guys, with exceptions of course, but it's embraced by men of all races and classes. We found plenty of suburban and country guys rocking the look, as well as some urbanites. I don't get it. The amazing variety of merman hair can be bright or pastel, multicolored or monotone, full head and beard, or just one or the other. Mostly the tones are kept in pink, purple, blue, green range, though sometimes reds and oranges join the fun. Now, my question is, where do you go like that?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, I never...
You can't show up at work like that, I'm saying.
No.
I don't
I
think that would-
have actually seen guys with their beards dyed an unusual color. Maybe not quite that bright, but I have seen dyed interesting colors.
Yeah,
I've seen guys with their hair dyed unusual colors.
But the Christmassy thing?
No, I never saw the deck your beard, and I definitely never saw the flower beards. That one was totally unusual to me. So the big question of the day is, are you going to dye...
It's merman hair?
Yes, merman hair. Are you going to dye your beard, or...
That or my back hair. I mean, what else are we going to do there? I got nothing left. What are we going to do?
Maybe the ones on your ears.
There you go. I could dye one ear green and the other ear orange. So this way I'll be like a boat. You can tell whether or not I'm coming or going. Right? It's right red returning. You just have to remember, when you're coming back with a boat, the red buoys are always on your right. So if I'm coming at you, you can tell if I'm coming or I'm going. Just based on, I got green on one side and neon, orange on the other. No? I mean,
No.
put a little light on my head that flashes every 15 seconds.
No.
This way at night, you know whether or not I'm,
Okay. Well,
What do you do with that?
I don't know. No, I'm sorry, but that fluorescent, that's too much.
For Christmas time, well, Mario's going to grow a beard. We'll get him all decked out.
We can Smurf Mario up for Christmas?
There you go.
Yay!
Call him Smario.
All right, well, not to be outdone by the men, women are getting in on the whole dyeing their hair funky colors thing.
Okay, well, that's always been.
Yeah, but not
Isn't
their
that what-
hair.
Uh-oh. Isn't that where Mishi comes in?
Well, it's hard to think about hairy underarms in this blistering heat, but Bushy pits, especially dyed ones, believe it or not, are trending, at least on social media. There's the www Free Your Pits blog that celebrates bold body decisions like letting your underarms grow out and offers a DIY video on how to dye them without searing your skin. There are hairy and dyed pits popping up all over Tumblr. Did you catch Miley Cyrus's bushy pit shot on Instagram? I didn't, thank goodness. A recent New York Times article, Women Who Dye Their Armpit Hair, says creative types have turned their underarm hair into colors of bright blue, pink, yellow, and more. Sad. That's all I have to say about that. Sad.
It looks like fungus. It looks like somebody opened up the walls in their house after Sandy, and look what I found. I've got mold.
Yeah, I don't find it attractive. And
No, I don't. I got to tell you, you know, shaved armpits are attractive.
they're attractive?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, if I had a woman with shaved armpits or unshaved, yeah.
No, see, I don't find them attractive. I think of them more as the lesser of the two evils. Bushy ones, not good.
But you would go blue?
No, no. I can understand the whole, you know, it's a royal
Diet.
pain in the tail. You don't really want to shave it. It's
But
annoying.
where did it come from? Why did we start doing that?
Why did we start shaving?
Yeah, why did the girls do that?
I don't know, but it's an American thing. The Europeans don't do it.
I know.
It's a cleanliness thing. That's what it comes down
Okay.
to. You know, clean and
Looks
stinky.
clean, looks good.
And it's not stinky
Okay.
because sweat gets trapped in the hair and then, you know,
I got
stank.
Okay.
That's all.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah, no, I'm.
All right, so how about San Diego? San Diego resident Tom Frazier found himself in a hospital after attempting to take a selfie with a rattlesnake. To add to the ridiculousness of this story, his bill from the hospital comes to a whopping $153,161.25. The largest expense listed on the itemized bill is $83,000, $83,341.25 for pharmacy. Now, what did you get from the pharmacy for that kind of money? That's because Frazier's treatment depleted the anti-venom supplies at 2 local hospitals. Really? That's a lot of anti-venom. So here's a tip to all who's itching to take selfies with animals: don't do it.
Especially
Because they are animals. You know, you don't, wow. You don't know what's going to happen. And
well, especially not a selfie with a
snake bite would
rattlesnake.
cost you that much?
I don't.
Is that
apparently,
covered by your insurance?
anti-venom?
No, I mean, if you get bit by a rattlesnake, is that something that they're going to cover? Can you put down your, your Blue Cross card and get covered for that?
Probably.
Taking the selfie, you
But
got
I
to tell them
think,
what you did.
well, you could just say you got bit by a snake. You don't have to say, I'm a moron and I tried to take a selfie with a snake.
Was it his snake? Or was
I
it
don't
just
think anybody.
was
or-
it a lone snake that he saw hanging around and he decided, let me
I
get a
would
picture
think
with this?
so. I mean, rattlesnakes, if you have them as a pet, they are devenomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get them devenomed. I think you have to have it done on a regular basis because I think it grows back.
If you really wanted a picture of the rattlesnake, take the picture from a safe distance.
Just look in a magazine.
That's even better for me.
Yeah. Why would
Look, I'm taking a selfie with a great white shark.
Yeah, I don't understand
Smile,
people.
Sharky.
And not for nothing, but aren't you supposed to just cut it open and then suck the venom out?
Well,
Yes.
that's what they say in the movies, but what does
Yes.
the doctor say? He says you're going to die.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. No, you are. You're supposed to cut it open and you're supposed to suck it out. But I guess because it was in his pit, nobody wanted to do it.
That or pee on it. Aren't you supposed to pee on it too?
That does nothing for you.
That doesn't do anything for
That's
you?
jellyfish.
That's just for the hell of it?
That's 'cause I don't like you. I want to pee on you. No,
Yeah.
it's for jellyfish.
For jellyfish?
Yes.
So if he gets stung by a Portuguese man of war,
Whip it out.
whip it out and just pee on it? See, I could have did that for you.
I didn't get stung by the Portuguese man of war. That was the little kid running around screaming.
Screaming, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think his mom would have liked it if you whipped
He
it out.
sounded like he was dying, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, looking back on it, it was actually kind of funny as he was running around the
lifeguard station.
lifeguard stand.
Doppler effect, yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
All
Amigo,
right.
what can I tell you? All right. A 77-year-old Florida man has been fired from his job as a toll booth operator after reportedly using his own money to pay a toll for a tractor-trailer whom he had undercharged. Vladislav Samsonov had worked at, what a name that is, had worked at the Gasparilla Island Bridge toll booth in Southwest Florida for almost 30 years when he was asked to scale back his hours after his bosses discovered the incident. He refused the deal and was terminated. This apparently wasn't the first time Samsonov's supervisors had told him not to pay drivers' charges with money from his own pocket. Why do they care? That's what I want to know. Why do they care? It's his money. He can spend it any way he wants to. And if he chooses to pay other people's tolls and be Santa Claus to them, I think that should be allowed. Shouldn't it?
I think that it should be allowed, but I think that their problem with it is that they don't want the, fine line between our money and your money being blurred. And I think that's where it comes from. Because other than that, it makes no sense to me. I mean, the man was very honest, and he's like, I screwed up. I didn't charge this guy enough. Let me put in for the... Because it's going to show up, wouldn't it, at the end of the day? Oh, you had a tractor-trailer truck, and with $40 short. I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it happens to come out to. Right.
Well, we're short here. What's going on? So it's would be like a bank teller, right? You have to make good on, I'm short. You'd have to come up with the money anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would think.
Exactly.
But yeah, give him his job back. What's the matter with that?
I agree. I mean, the guy was there for 30 years. And by the way, guys, can you put up the picture of the toll booth again? Just give me a full screen of the picture of the toll booth. Look at this. It's a little teeny tiny toll booth. This is not the giant bridges like on the George Washington Bridge or something. This is a little tiny thing, like one lane, one toll collector. So leave him alone.
You don't want to take the deal.
Yeah, give him his job back.
Give him his
Never
job
go
back.
Go to your place again. Nobody will go over your bridge because you suck. That's what I think.
That's what you think.
All right, I think I need to calm down a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we have our sports update in Glory Days' 2-minute warning, our NASCAR 5 off, 5 on update, and a bunch of other stories you'll have to hear to believe. Don't touch that stream.
Hey, this is Chris Les Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the InRavio TV network.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
What's up, guys? We're Scano Fair, and we're here with InRavio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
Welcome back to the show.
Okay, well, we have a bunch of other stories to get to, but before we do, let's get filled in on all the latest sports madness this week on Glory Day's 2-Minute Warning.
Hello again, everybody. We're Bruce and Disco from the Glory Days Show, and this is your InRavio Sports 2-Minute Warning.
The last time we saw Aussie golfer Robert Allenby, he was sitting on the curb outside a wine bar in Honolulu, mumbling to himself and licking his wounds. Even though nobody actually believed the story he concocted back in February about being kidnapped, beaten, and left for dead, he stuck to it. He refused to give in to public opinion, to all the evidence pointing to him drinking himself blind and stumbling into a cement wall. Well, this hasn't really been a good year for Allenby the golfer either. In 21 tournaments since the incident, he's made the cut only 7 times and is in danger of losing his PGA Tour exempt status for next year. And he made things a lot worse for himself this week in the RBC Canadian Open, following a brouhaha with his caddy on just the 4th hole he played, a seemingly innocent-looking par 5.
When contemplating club selection for a 150-yard shot, Allenby wanted a 7-iron to carry a small creek in front of the green. His caddy disagreed and insisted Allenby hit an 8-iron, which he promptly deposited into the creek. Allenby finished the hole with a triple bogey and a snowman score of 8 en route to a 7 over par 43 after just 9 holes. Allenby argued with the caddy before finally telling him, "That's it, you're sacked, I will never have you caddy again." Then when he got to the 9th hole, the caddy dumped Allenby's clubs and walked off. But PGA golfers are not allowed to carry their own clubs during tournaments, so Allenby asked the gallery for a volunteer to carry his bags, and a Canadian school teacher took over. Amazingly, it was the 4th time in Allenby's career that he was fired a caddy mid-round. Turns out the teacher who volunteered to carry his bag was the principal of Archon College at the Kingston Penitentiary. Allenby finished the round at 11 over par 83 and then withdrew from the tournament. I wonder if he went to the wine bar with his friends.
You can get the lowdown on what's happening in sports and more on the Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. here in the East, only on the InRavio TV network. This has been your InRavio Sports 2-Minute Warning. I'm Paul Discofani, that's Bruce Oler, and you have been warned.
Thanks, guys.
I still don't know what the heck they're talking
mouthful.
about.
You know, the guy with the 4 under par and the PCB and the MCUSE and what.
You really like Mickey Mouse, don't you?
I did not spell Mickey Mouse.
I know, but you really tried hard not to.
I did. Come on, it's the only thing I can spell. I'm a dope. As a kid growing up, it's the only thing I knew how to spell.
You didn't watch enough Sesame Street, did you?
Oh, I watched the Mickey Mouse Club, and they teach you,
How to spell Mickey Mouse, and that was it.
That's all you need to know.
That and a net.
The net?
A net.
A net?
Everybody learned how to spell a net.
A net?
I heard the stories about how Annette was filling out her sweater really well and the A and the E were spreading.
Oh, yeah. Well, nothing wrong with that.
No. No, that was, I remember that. I remember that. I know nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about because nobody knows anything about the Mickey Mouse
Had
Club.
to look around the corner to see what you had going on there.
Huh?
The A,
Oh.
N.
All right, next story.
Next story.
Your turn.
A fanged Dracula with a blood bag hooked up to his arm is offering an unusual deal for tickets to a Romania musical festival. Pay with blood. We have a bloody problem. Don't suck, donate. And only vampires need blood, say campaign flyers, encouraging blood giving for tickets. So I think that's a great idea. The Unfold Festival has teamed up with Romania's National Institute for Blood Transfusion, INTS, to provide free or discounted tickets in exchange for blood, seeking to raise awareness in a country where one of Europe's lowest levels of blood donors. Less than 2% of Romanians donate blood each year, one of the lowest figures in Europe. The festival, which will take place from July 30th to August 2nd in the Transylvanian city of Culp, will be headlined by DJs Avinci and David Guetta, among others. Up to 500 people are estimated to have paid with blood for their tickets. Untold's communications director Adrian Chervel said, "Pay with Blood is a novel and brave initiative and draws attention to a real need for blood in Romania. We wanted to actively contribute to raising the number of donors and, at the same time, give fans a unique method to pay for their festival ticket." I think that's a very interesting idea. Now, why is there a shortage in Transylvania?
Because people are probably afraid. Nobody wants their blood on the outside of their bodies in Transylvania.
So nobody's giving blood because of the whole...
Well, think about it. If it gets on the
Dracula.
outside, people might smell it. You know, the vampires might smell it.
Transylvania,
and-
the vampires will start coming around.
That's right.
I think that's a great idea, though.
I think it's a wonderful idea. It's terrific.
Good way
They
to
should
get
do it
people
more
donating
often.
blood. Yeah.
More places should do it. I think it's terrific. I stopped giving blood. I don't give anymore. I used to. I almost made it into the Gallon Club. Almost.
Did you?
Yes. I think I was like one short, or something like that.
Wow.
But I stopped because the needles got so big. I would get dizzy. I couldn't do it. So if they would go back to smaller needles that took a little bit longer to get it out, I wouldn't, want to pass out on a regular basis, and I go back to giving them.
They pulled it out too quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it was too much for me. I couldn't do it anymore.
All right.
So yeah, that's what's going on. So if you make the needle smaller, I'll be back.
Bonnie will come back.
That's right, I will. Get into that Gallon Club. All right. A teen fast food worker I love this story, has received praise from people across the internet for his moving show of compassion. Kaylin Young, who works at a Hardee's franchise in Knoxville, Tennessee, was washing the windows of the restaurant when he stopped to walk Bobby Claire, an elderly woman, across the parking lot to her car. The act of kindness was spotted by David Yardley, a passerby, who took a picture of the scene and posted it to Hardee's Facebook page. It went viral with more than 16,000 likes and over 4,000 shares as of Thursday afternoon. But people on social media aren't the only ones touched by Young's actions. Ms. Claire was quoted as saying, "I felt a little touch of heaven. That kindness and goodness in the world, we need that so much, don't we?" When talking about the picture, Yardley said it spoke volumes. Black and white, male and female, young and old, all came together in one photo. It was just a tender moment. At the end of the day, it was a young person having enough compassion to help an older person. The teen, on the other hand, thinks that what he did isn't anything out of the ordinary. He says some people say they view it as rare, and I was surprised by that because it's just a normal thing for me. Young's good deed did not go unappreciated. Hardee's rewarded the 17-year-old with a $1,000 check for his kindness. Isn't that cool?
That's very nice.
I think it's wonderful. It was so cute and so nice that finally you hear a good story. And not only is it a good story about a teenager, but it's a good story that crosses the racial line. It's a young person and an old person. Just like you said, young and old, black and white, male and female. It all comes together, and it's a good story that involves all of them. Yeah. That's amazing.
I think it's awesome. That's, it's a very nice world. And I think that's one thing that everybody can definitely learn from, and we need to give more of.
Yes. And I like to see those stories more and more often.
Absolutely.
Especially when people are so busy sniping at each other.
So keep that in mind. You see me coming out of a McDonald's and I'm 1,000 years old. chances are you're going to want to turn me around
Don't
and send
kick
me
his
back
cane
in.
out from underneath
Yeah,
him.
don't kick my cane out from underneath me. Turn me around and send me back in. Pull off my game pieces. Maybe I want a free burger or something, and you can shove me back in there. Police said a man sneaked into a central New Jersey home and hid under a bed in his spare room for 3 days before the homeowner realized what had happened. Spotswood police said Jason Hubbard was charged with burglary in the incident, which occurred in May, but wasn't made public until this week. He's also charged with theft of services because he allegedly charged his 4 cell phones and an electrical outlet under the bed. Authorities said Hubbard entered the home May 7th. When the homeowner took out the garbage, he stayed in the spare room until the homeowner heard a noise in the room and spotted Hubbard. Hubbard remained jailed Wednesday on $50,000 bail. His age and hometown haven't been released, and it's not known if he has an attorney. So, all right, it's a little scary he snuck into your home. But theft of services because he charged his cell phones under your bed?
4 cell phones.
All right, here's your $5. Come on, what are we talking about?
No,
If that, I mean, what are we talking, you know?
No, what's horrible is he was in there for 3 days in this woman's home while she's living there. He's there.
Under the bed.
Under the bed. There's monsters under the bed. There really are now.
But he was nice. He didn't make noise. He didn't bang.
Who knows what he was doing while she was sleeping?
And she was sleeping in the bed.
No, in a different room.
Right.
Yeah, he was in the spare bedroom.
How many people have outlets under the bed? I guess you could, right?
Sure you could. Absolutely you could. Because it's not really under the bed. It's like behind, the bed's up against the wall where it is. So yeah, no, that's possible. I'm just thinking about the whole, monsters under the bed thing now. Now I got to go home and check underneath all of the stuff in my house and make sure there isn't some creepy person living in my house.
Yeah, that'll work.
Wow.
We don't have anything you can check under.
I know. Nothing high enough that any person could fit underneath.
No.
Thank goodness. I'm creeped out now.
Are you?
Yes.
It is a little creepy.
Yes.
Now, why did he do that? Because he was homeless. He needed a place to stay.
Apparently, yes. Yeah. Okay. The new leader of the Drug Enforcement Administration said Tuesday that heroin is probably more dangerous than marijuana, diverging in tone from his embattled predecessor, Acting Administrator Chuck Rosenberg, a former prosecutor whose stance on drug reform is somewhat of a mystery, also said his agents are not prioritizing marijuana enforcement, though he's not ordered them off it. The statements made on a morning conference call were far from an endorsement of marijuana, which 4 states allow for recreational use and many others do for medical purposes. He says, if you want me to say that marijuana is not dangerous, I'm not going to say that because I think it is. Do I think it's as dangerous as heroin? Probably not. I'm not an expert. Then why are you in charge is the question. Well, how do you become an expert on heroin and marijuana and stuff without actually doing it?
Exactly. So that would be my concern right there. But I would think, and based on what I've seen by people that use one and use the other, heroin seems to be the one that is the bad one.
Well, I think that...
Because it's very addicting and it makes you a little bit off the top.
Well, I've never done one, and I have done the other many years ago in high school. But, one makes you have the munchies and makes you sleepy and mellow and all that. And the other one, I don't know what it does to you. But that's mostly chemicals, where the other one is natural. It's a plant.
Sure.
So just based on that, organic, not.
Oh, I didn't know we were being health conscious. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I mean, if you're going to think about it that way, sure, why not? You got your organic drugs and your,
Chemical drugs.
chemical drugs. Chemical food is not as good for you as organic food.
Well, I'm banking on no drugs is probably a good thing, except for, cholesterol, high blood pressure, or, what kind of list do I have?
and all of that kills your liver anyway, so.
Right, exactly. So I'm banking that, I've been good and hopefully stayed away from all those bad things, and maybe I'll live a little bit longer.
He says as he had a hamburger last night for dinner.
Did I? Oh, I did. But come on. Oh, you can't. If there's a drug out there, for me, it's hamburgers.
I know.
I mean, it's like, you wave a hamburger under my nose, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
I know. That is your
my kryptonite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so we're going to take another quick break, but we still have tons of show left, including a game of Fact or Fiction, latest news in NASCAR brought to you by the 5 Off 5 On update, and a slew of insane stories. So we'll be right back.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Rich Weller. We're some of the proto men. If we see you without this bracelet, you're punching the But if you have this bracelet from InRavio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
And welcome back.
It's kind of cool music.
Yeah.
Definitely cool.
Especially thanks to Jack Scucciarini for that photo. He's our, drone operator. And,
The drone dude.
The drone dude. How many millions of dollars worth of stuff was he flying that drone over in that mansion? Just,
On the yacht.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
All right,
okay, probably couldn't afford that piano he was flying over.
No, probably not.
Let alone anything else.
All right, well, we've got a bunch more stories we got to talk about, and we're running low on time.
Okay.
So, why don't we check out what's going on with everything NASCAR in this week's 5 Off 5 On update, and then we'll do it.
Okay.
This is Joe Larson from the 5 Off 5 On Racing Show at InRavio.com. If you missed last week's show, you missed our discussion about Indy and Kyle Busch's 4 wins in 5 events. We also talked about Busch's return after an injury at Daytona earlier this year and the effects of coming back to driving after a serious injury to him. We talked about Whelen Modified Tour driver Ted Christopher's decision to miss the Modified Tour race at Monadnock in New Hampshire to chase national points at the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. You also missed our discussion about vintage car racing, Star and Near, and how they race for only a trophy throughout the Northeast. Plus, the results of the Sprint Cup Series driver Landon Castle's experiment on weight loss. while racing in a race car with interior temperatures in excess of 130 degrees. Tune in next Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. to get all the results of the Sprint Cup, Xfinity, and more here at 5 Off, 5 On. Be sure you're visiting InRavio.com for all our other awesome live content. We'll see you at the track.
Thanks, Joe. I got to tell you, I've known Joe for a long time, and we've been pretty good friends. And we don't talk every week, but, you know, it's like, this is a guy, he's a great guy. I mean, if you haven't checked out the 5 Off, 5 On show, you really should. I mean, he's a good guy. He talks honest about racing, and he's got a really big following. There's a lot of people that chime in on the chat, and, you know, a lot of them are race car drivers, crew members, mostly. And, you know, there's fans there as well, and they talk about everything inside and outside of NASCAR and, you know, racing in general, and good guy.
Absolutely.
You can call Joe from Florida in the middle of the night, and he'll jump over a fence for you, even if it's going to work. And that's the fact.
Yes. All right, so moving right along, it's time for our new game, Fact or Fiction. Okay, so expressing their hope that the new initiative would encourage more people to give, American Red Cross officials announced Friday that they had begun installing blood drop-off bins for donors' convenience. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Yeah, you think so? How do you get it out?
It just sounds scary enough that it would be fact. How do you donate it yourself? Did they give you a special value? Jam yourself?
Get a little suction thing or something?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know. You still got to go to, you know, a blood drive, right? I mean, you really
yes, you don't have to go to blood drive. There are places that you can go.
Yeah, you can go there. Right, you can go right to the American Red Cross. They have, you know, facilities that you can go to, and you should give blood.
So look at me for. I've never seen you give.
Well, I'm waiting for you to tell me, fact or fiction.
No, it's fiction.
See that kind of stuff.
Okay. A motorist from Surrey has been found guilty of drink driving after being stopped by police as he cruised home from a night out to celebrate passing his test.
Drink driving? What's drink driving?
I think it was supposed to be drunk driving.
Oh, drunk driving. I like drink driving better.
So fact or fiction?
I'm going to say fact.
It sounds just stupid enough that, yeah. There we go, and it's fact.
It's fact. It's got to be. Come on.
Okay, number 3. According to reports, there are a startling high amount of youth partaking in the latest internet craze, gull running. This is a newly developed challenge in which you intentionally drop food in front of a large group of seagulls, at which point you must flee from the vicious flock seeking to eat the rest of your food. Fact or fiction?
Oh boy. It sounds dopey enough, and I'm thinking Sammy Seagull would be all over you if you did that.
I am ashamed to say that I would have done that as a teenager.
You really would have done that?
Absolutely. Yes, I would have. I would go with a big bag of whatever and toss it to the seagulls and then run like hell to get away from. Yes,
Really?
I would. Yes.
I'll tell you this, I got attacked by seagulls.
That to me would be
Not on
like the
purpose.
Eastern version of cow tipping.
No,
so
I'm
yes,
not
I
trying
would
to,
definitely
I'm
do
not
it.
trying to upset the seagulls. But it just so happens that we were at a beach, and I'm, you know, flopping along down the beach there, and realized that apparently they had a little tuft of beach grass there.
Yeah.
There was a nest in the beach grass, and I got a little too close to the
And
nest.
Mom got pissed.
And then, you know, seagulls start coming out of nowhere. I guess, you know, they got, and it's like, you know, their crew comes flying over, you know what I mean?
Well, as it turns
Now,
out,
what do? You start whacking them out of the air, you know?
no, you
mean,
just
what do you
run
do?
like hell.
Yeah.
As it turns out, it's fact. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend. I want to go Goal running.
Really? No, it's not going to happen.
No, I'm over it.
No,
I definitely would have done it.
we're too close to the fire. There's no goal running for you. Because I'll tell you right now, if they even get close to you where it looks like you're not going to make it out, I'm going to have to put a bullet in your head.
Nice. Very nice.
What am I going to do with you? I'm not putting you in the hospital. Come on. Look at the guy with the snake. I'm going to call up Blue Cross and say, listen, this is what she did. And they're gonna, after they get done laughing themselves sick, they're going to deny the claim.
Yeah,
and who's going to
probably.
be left holding the bag? Yeah, me.
I guess.
Your eyes pecked out by Sammy Seagull. Be nice to them.
It's not being mean to them.
But,
it's
you know,
tossing them a bunch of food and then running away. It's not being mean. It's just getting out of the way while they eat.
Hey, I got a great idea. How about this? Why don't I give you a nice big raw steak, take you down to the zoo or something. You could get in there and throw it to one of the lions, and then with another one, with another one strapped to your head, and then run out of there. How do you feel about that?
No, you're missing the whole point.
No, it's the same point.
Right. I'm going to beat this point into his head while we're at commercials. So we're going to take a commercial break while I beat him senseless.
Too late.
Somebody beat me and then we're going to come back and we're going to do some more stories or wrap things up or whatever it is that we've got going on. I don't know. It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, stay with us.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
It's like I'm in a nightclub.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at a rave. House music happening, lights are blaring like this.
Yeah.
I got a binky in my mouth.
Oh, God.
The rave, right?
Yes, I know. All right, so.
All right. So we're
Do you
back.
want this one? You want me to do this one?
No, I want you to read this one.
Oh, okay. An Iowa man whose name is D's Nuts has
Stop.
Okay.
First off, if your last name is Nuts, really, are your parents going to name you D's?
No, come on. He changed his name to it. There's no way
Why?
anybody.
Did it used to be them?
No, his name was not Nuts, and his name is not D's. He changed his name to that. There's no way.
Is
he
his
was
brother
born with
Dem
that.
Nuts? D's Nuts, Dem Nuts.
I know.
He's got a sister, Those Nuts. I mean, come on.
Apparently, I did not beat you up enough over the commercial. All right.
Go ahead,
Mr. Nuts has filed paperwork with the Federal Election Commission to run for president in the 2016 election. Nuts, an independent, filed the paperwork with the FEC on Sunday. Each election season typically sees dozens, if not hundreds, of people who declare their candidacy for president, but virtually all of them have no realistic chance of winning. With a name like D's Nuts, I'm going to say that that's a given.
Holden McGroin, is he signed up too?
Yeah, probably. Most likely, yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, I like the name. I got to tell you, it's catchy.
I know.
President Nuts. It does fit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
President Nuts.
Yeah.
It does fit.
Okay.
Mr. Nuts. Come right in. I'll take it. You can call me D's.
Yeah. All right.
All right. A Vancouver man was taken into police custody after a standoff that featured the suspect
Hello. There we
serenading officers with a banjo. Oh, even better. Officers were called to the 8500 block of Northeast 36th Circle on Sunday after reports of a naked man walking around with a knife. When they arrived at the man's home, he refused to surrender. Neighbors saw the man, identified by police as Andrew Helmsworth, yelling at officers, and said at one point Helmsworth walked outside with a banjo, which he played for the officers. Witnesses said the officers eventually subdued Helmsworth with what appeared to be a non-lethal round and took him into custody. According to police, the investigation revealed that Helmsworth had assaulted a family member. And apparently, Helmsworth was arrested on a charge of felony assault and logged at the Clark County Jail, and also crappy banjo playing. Which is why they shot him in the first place.
Was he?
His rendition of dueling banjos was one banjo too short, and he was about 2 sandwiches
And that's
shy of a
apparently
picnic.
illegal?
What's
Can't
that?
play dueling banjos with only one banjo? It's
How do you
illegal?
do that?
Wait for it.
And then nobody's playing. How do you do that? There's one banjo short, you know?
All right, well, I got a story of someone else who's apparently one banjo short.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to, go home and get my guitar out and play in my underwear.
Finally, the 35-year-old man who crossed a fence to pet some cougars last week said he wishes he had never done it.
Go figure.
He's quoted as saying that was a very bad decision. If I had to do it over, I definitely would have stayed within the barrier boundaries. I was thinking I'm an animal lover. The cats were looking like they wanted some love and just jumped over and petted them. Newell was pressed with criminal trespassing charges by the Columbus Zoo after video showed him jumping a barrier to pet 2 adult cougars in the North American region of the zoo. Zoo officials said the cougars are geriatric and used to being around people, but those barriers Newell crossed are meant to keep animals and visitors safe. Newell is due in court on Wednesday. He knows he's going to be fined. He just hopes he's not banned from the zoo. Well, he's got other crazy animals he needs to pet.
What's left of him will be in court on Wednesday. It's a head, a piece of a finger, and a foot.
The rest is gone.
God. Why are these people
These are
thinking?
geriatric
Come
ones.
on.
They were old.
What, did they have walkers or something? Did they come over to him?
Maybe
and
he'll hop the barrier and he'll try to pet an elephant and they'll just splat him.
They'll just sit on him. That's what they'll do. I mean, that's what elephants do, right? They just sit.
They sit on stuff.
Sure.
That's their thing.
Come on. You want to trap something, what do? You sit on it so it doesn't leave. I mean, come on.
No, you sit on it so it doesn't leave. Most people just hold on to
Easy
it.
there, glass house.
Most people just hold on. You just kind of plots onto it, huh? All right, well, we're pretty much out of time on that note. While he beats me senseless, while the credits play. All right, so tomorrow is going to be the return of
Well, what if we learned today?
what have we learned today?
We learned that animals in the wild are supposed to be in the wild.
and we like to make
cougars
fun
are
of
very
each other.
cougary. Elephants are very elephant-y, so leave them alone. Seagulls are very seagull-y. They do what seagulls do.
Okay. Come back tomorrow at 7 o'clock for Save and Continues. They're back after their little short hiatus of whatever they had going. Yes, that's exactly what it was. And then we got all the other shows, so definitely check them all out.
Absolutely. And
Yes.
don't forget to sign up for some of the contests on the Radio TV Network contest page.
So that wraps it up for us. We'll be back next Wednesday live at 7 p.m.
Yes,
Eastern Time.
we will.
Only at InRadio.com live. Be sure you're visiting InRadio.com for all our other awesome content, and be sure you're following at InRadio on Twitter and liking our posts at Facebook.com/InRadio. As always, what are you doing? We hope you have an exciting week, just not as exciting as some of these people. Good night.
Hasta la vista.
InRadio.com. InRadio.com.